Yo, what's good, everybody? Today I'm talking about the newest and youngest champion of the world, Xander Zayas. Obviously, Zayas just beat Jorge Garcia for the WBO belt. Pretty standard stuff from Zayas, I'd say. He demonstrated his great footwork. He has very, very quick feet. He's great at pivoting and turning his opponents and creating angles. His jab looked good, and his combination punching and counter punching looked good as well. He has really, really, really quick hands, Zayas, right? He was a level above Garcia tonight. He outclassed him in just about every department and really just punched him up. Garcia really was already, marking up and bruising up, and his eyes were blackening already from the third round. So he held on tight, he gritted it out, and he heard the final bell. Garcia is a tough cookie. He took punishment all 12 rounds, and his style of fighting looks to be exhausting, yet he kept it pushing and made the distance. So big ups to him for that. To me though, despite him lacking the fundamentals and technique in his punches, to me he still looked dangerous most of the way, in my opinion, right? He was clearly outskilled, but those long sweeping hooks and those short awkward uppercuts he threw on his way to smother Zayas, those punches, man, they looked deadly the whole fight. Despite him clearly being tired, I thought those two shots in particular looked thudding all night, and they looked concussive and heavy, right? And he was such an awkward, unorthodox fighter. He was a rule breaker. He had no concerns for the fundamentals. He was gonna go at it his way, right? Because he was that type of fighter. Some of his shots were so hard to read and actually got through, and some even landed flush. And me having money on Zayas in this particular fight, I had a bit of anxiety every time Garcia would just lunge his whole body into his punches. Because, with a fighter like this, you never know if it's going to connect or not, right? But fortunately for Zayas and myself, even the ones that did connect, Zayas took them completely fine, But that leads me to my biggest concern with Zayas, and that is his defense. Now, I want to preface by saying that I know that Zayas does have good defense, and he is slick, and he is evasive, and he often makes his opponents look silly even, right? Garcia included, of course. But he still gets hit, though he looks cool with all the head movement and the exit pivots. Zayas is still susceptible to getting caught with long-winded combinations, and he sometimes goes straight back. And in this fight, right, there were multiple times where he got caught because Garcia would just follow up with a long shot as he was walking back. Now, like I said, Zayas does have a chin on him, so he wasn't made to pay for it in this fight. But this is the second fight in a row now where I thought he was getting hit a little too clean, a little too often. So I really hope, for his sake, he tightens his defense up. From my vantage point, the head movement is there, the reflexes and the footwork is there. I think the only thing missing is I guess the punch anticipation and closing the quote-unquote defensive play. The best I can describe it is, in basketball terms, a team can play good defense for 24 seconds straight, right? They can lock the opponent up, but that defensive possession is not complete until they grab that defensive rebound. That's what's missing, in my opinion. Zayas isn't grabbing the rebound. He isn't finishing the quote-unquote defensive play. But not only that, honestly, staying with the basketball terminology, he also had a handful of opportunities to go on a fast break. I saw him pivot out, create an angle, and turn Garcia, but he just didn't pull the trigger. He sort of just, he created an angle on his much slower opponent. He had him turned and everything, his feet not set, but he just didn't capitalize. He was in position to. It would have been a free shot, right? Garcia wouldn't have been on balance to retaliate, but he just didn't pull the trigger. Just a couple of observations that I made, but otherwise, I think Zayas is one hell of a fighter. right? Very skilled, very athletic, and he has a lot of potential. He is so young, only 22 years old. I look forward to watching his career unfold. But in terms of what's next, man, he has been asking for that Fundora fight for a while now, so I say they unify, make that fight happen. Mexico versus Puerto Rico, two young studs go at it. However, as of right now, and I've been consistent with this, I would favor Sebastian Fundora. They both have holes in their games, in my opinion, but I'm going with Fundora in this matchup. I just think Fundora's volume and pressure will eventually, get to Zayas. I just think Fundora is the man to beat at 154 right now. He's the most proven, in my opinion. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. Congratulations to Xander Zayas for achieving what I presume to be a lifelong dream. That's major. So big ups to you, Xander. You look great tonight, and I got a feeling that you look even better the next time around. So, all right, that's all I really have to say. But I do want to say congratulations to Xander Zayas for achieving what I presume to be a lifelong dream of his. Right, big ups to you, Xander. You look great tonight, and I got a feeling that you'll look even better the next time around. All right, so what did you guys think of the fight? Who should Zayas fight next? I do apologize if I sound tired. I am. It is 12 a.m. now, but I just wanted to record this video for you guys real quick. But yeah, please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Please leave a like and subscribe. And I really want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I hope you have a lovely day.